Hi, my name is Steven. I'm a trans man. I use he, him pronouns. I'm 23 years old, and I just finished my legal name change. Mostly, there's still 3 more steps. I'm almost done, but basically it's done. I wanted to make a video about the process that I went through getting all of this paperwork done, because it was not only a legal name change, but I also changed my gender marker as well. It's not very clear, but there it is. And for male, I color bro. So I had a little help when going through my name change. I worked with 2 pro bono lawyers who walked me through the whole paperwork process and getting me all of that stuff. So the beginning process was a little bit, I don't know where you can find all this paperwork without the help of a lawyer. But what you need basically is a petition for a legal name change, and that's I'm pretty sure you can just get it off of whatever probate and family court your county has. I'm sure they have that paperwork on there. So I had that, and I also had an affidavit of indignity, just indignancy. I can't read, but just in case, to try and waive the fee for name change. It was like $120 something. So I brought this paperwork in with me. They did not yeah, $165 for the filing fee. They did not approve it for me, but basically you go through like your finances and your assets and any kind of debt and your net income, and they will let you know if they can waive the $165 fee for the name change. So I needed that. I needed the affidavit of indignancy, the petition for legal name change. I needed my birth certificate, the original. I needed, but a legal copy I'm pretty sure is fine. You have to double check for that. I brought in my old social security card and my old driver's license. So I brought all that down to the probate and family court. I stood in line. I filed that paperwork. They took my birth certificate, the original copy. They took it and they put it on file in in their files. I don't know why or what reason, but so they had the original copy of my birth certificate, which created some bumps down the road. After all that happened, they gave me a receipt with, do I still have that little receipt? Because that number wasn't important to me anymore, so I don't know if I have it. I might. They gave me a receipt when I checked out that basically said, it had a little number on it, which was like my filing number, so I could call back and reference on it. It had proof that I paid for a legal name change, things like that. So I held on to that piece of paper, and it took, I think, like 2 months for the paperwork to go through the whole filing system. And then they mailed me, that's on the floor, hold on. I got in the mail. I'm only showing you this half because the other half has my dead name on it. This piece of paper, certificate of name change, and down at the bottom it has the official like raised stamp on it. So this is the certification. They stamped it, it's signed. Certificate of name change in the matter of my last name, the old name, to my new name, which is now my legal name. And so I had that. That was step 1, was to get that piece of paperwork. And once I had that, I could take all the other steps. So step 2 was to take that and my old driver's license to the Social Security office. So I went down to the Social Security office with my certificate of name change, my driver's license, and a copy of my birth certificate. And I don't think it was a legal copy. I think it was just like a Photoshop not Photoshop, but photo scanned copy of like that I did at work or something. So I went in, sat for a little while, brought all that paperwork and the certificate of name change. Every time I went in, I needed to bring the last thing I brought in. So certificate of name change, old social security card, old license, copy of my birth certificate, and then I filled out a little bit of paperwork there, and they mailed me my new social security card, which I should not show my number, but this is my new social security card. So with this, whoopsies, and this, I was almost done. The next thing I had to do was I had to go to the records office, and I had to find I had to buy a new copy of my birth certificate. So I went down to the records office, and I had them print a certified copy of my birth certificate. This is the back. This is the certified seal down the bottom. You can tell when a document is certified, it's because it's got that raised punch seal. And so now with these three things, my birth certificate, copy, certified, my certificate of name change, and my new social security card, I was ready to go to the DMV. So I went to the DMV. I filled out a little bit of paperwork while I was there. Do I still have the copy of it? I do. Or the RMV, I guess. 3 pages, or is it just this? Okay. This piece of paper tells you what you need in Massachusetts to change your license, or to get your name changed on your license. So I had current license, current Massachusetts ID card, current learner's permit, or an RMV issued mail dated within 60 days. I had my current license. You also need proof of residency, which is like first class government issued mail dated within 60 days, which I had because I had my social security card mailed to me. I showed my address. I had my social security card mailed to me, so I had my address legally from the social security office, which was great and fine and perfect. Also, other documents that prove that, a utility bill, insurance bill, lease shows that you're a resident, financial documents, W-2 shows where your residence is, school issued documents like tuition bills, insurance related documents, all this stuff is written down. Yeah. And then you also shows on the back you need either a U.S. passport, a original or certified version of a U.S. birth certificate, or some other less common documents to have it filed. And then social security card. So I had all that information. I went in, I filled out the paperwork, changed for the name change. At the bottom, I circled the M for male for the gender marker change. And Massachusetts, is it still in this? Oh my gosh, it still is. Yes, Massachusetts is, I'm pretty sure, since January, which is now, in Massachusetts you can have an non-binary X gender marker on your license, which is cool and great and awesome. What we should do is just eradicate the gender marker on the license entirely, but this is a cool step. They actually gave me this paperwork on frequently asked questions on non-binary gender markers, like questions like, why must someone want to use a non-binary gender marker? Is special documentation needed to get a non-binary gender marker? Should all transgender people use the non-binary gender marker? How should I interact with people who use a non-binary gender marker? Is any other state besides Massachusetts doing this? What if coworkers or clients are upset about this change? What should I do if I see a client being treated poorly? Are IDs with non-binary markers compliant with the new Real ID requirements? Those are all information and really good answers that the DMV gave me. Like, this piece of paper is super cool. I'm going to carry it around with me everywhere. Laminate it, bring it everywhere, show it to every single person that I know. Since I went in the beginning of December to do all this, it hadn't quite transitioned over into all of this right now, so I had to fill out one more piece of paper just at the desk right there with the DMV worker, just saying that I was changing my gender marker. I didn't need a doctor's note or anything, but he told me that as of January, that was not going to be necessary anymore, and you could just check which gender marker you wanted and change it without that extra document. And I didn't need a doctor's note or anything for that. So that was that. And then I went home. I got my temporary ID, which I pulled out so I could, oh, there it is. I got my temporary ID in the mail, like when you got your learner's permit. And then a week or so later, I got my actual one. And now the steps that I'm taking right now is I am changing it on I had to get a new debit card. So, I can change it on all of my, on all the websites that I use, my debit card for. I can have all my accounts be the right name now. I had to go down on Friday. I had to change, I had to change my address there, and because I had moved since then, and then I had to just bring all of the documents, my birth certificate, certificate of name change, social security card, new driver's license, needed all of these things down at my bank to get the name changed on my debit card. Excuse me, and that should be coming in the mail next week sometime. And then the next step I have to do is change my name on my insurance. So I just need to do that. I think I just need all of that paperwork. Oh, it's not in that wallet, and call the number on my insurance card. But I haven't looked into that yet, and I haven't done it. That's just like the last step, and then I can change my name at the doctor's and at the pharmacist, and then I'm fine. And then that's it. I'm done. Yeah, that was a long video. It was a lot of talking. It was a lot of steps. But you can do it if you want to. If you have any questions, message me. The getting your name legally changed is not something you need to do to be transgender or non-binary, and it's not something that you necessarily need to do in general. I am doing it because I'm a small business owner as well, and I need all of those legal documents to be in this name. So I wanted to get all of this done before I handled all of that. Yeah, great. Oh, welcome to 2019, everyone. I have, just like real quick update, I have a couple of good videos planned out for this month. I want to put myself for the January goal at least to do one a week, either Monday or Tuesday. I'm trying to do 2 YouTube channels at the same time. So I have this one, and I have a dog grooming YouTube channel, which I will link down below if you're interested in it. Because dogs are great, and if you like listening to my voice, you can hear it again talking about something else. Okay, great. I'll see you next week. Bye.